aha Ghanatube so modofo snowy masan so atenase ensem ahodo a ekoso ewo omega ni mu no onsa beka ebusiafo matenase sei no makwakoje emwa bebre de apa na intempa no ye hakotie nia ekoso ewo omani ne ba ebusiafo medemo atwaso.
The campaign team of the New Patriotic Party presidential hopeful Kennedy Japan is demanding immediate disciplinary action against two regional party chairmen for what they describe as gross anti-party conduct. A statement signed by Kwesi Kwarteng, campaign spokesperson for Kennedy Japan, cited two disturbing videos circulating on social media, describing the remarks in the video as grave violation of the NPP constitution. The statement accused the two regional chairmen of undermining party unity and the credibility of the electoral process. The Japan camp argues that it is insufficient for party leadership to simply distance itself from the controversial remarks. Instead, they're calling for sanctions to send a strong message to all party leaders and faithful. And then the statement warns that failure to act swiftly and decisively could fuel public perception of bias within the party and lend weight to accusations of a rigged process. Kennedy Japan's team is meanwhile reaffirming its commitment to transparent, free and fair electoral process, adding that robust anti-rigging mechanisms have already been established. Well, if you just now, founding member of the New Patriotic Party, Togbi Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo, has called on government to deploy the military to forest zones to tackle the Galamsey menace. He has criticized government for its supposed gradual approach to the fight against Galamsey. Take a listen.
Politicizing, which is very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. And that is why probably we are not being able to take drastic measures. Look, I have been a military man before. And when you have situations of this nature, those who can solve it and solve it once and for all are the military. All you have to do is to deploy them into various affected areas. The riversides and the forest. And military know what to do. They know what to do. They will make sure that no one comes even a centimeter close to the area. You follow me? And until that is done, I believe strongly in that. Others might have different opinions. But until that is done, I can assure you we are just wasting our time. But this sort of gradual approach to the problem will not, it's been tried before, it never worked. It was tried by Akufo-Addo, it never worked. Even to the extent that Frimpong Boateng wrote an extensive report on this. It sat on the desk of the president for years. Nothing was done about it because there were characters involved who was close to the president then. You follow me? I mean, where we are now, we have to be very careful. Very, very careful. The signs are there. Everybody is crying that there must be an emergency. Emergency, not emergency engulfing the whole country for these specific areas. And knowing our troops and how they do work, if they are sent there and they are given directives, they know exactly what to do. They have officers there who will tell them what to do. And I can assure you, within 6 months, we shall start seeing changes in not only in our rivers, but in the forest as well.
And our Vice President of Imani Africa, Kofi Bentil, says the government should consider confiscating lands affected by illegal mining from traditional chiefs and placing them under state control to help tackle the menace. He says the declaration of security zones over forest and water bodies, though a welcome move, is not far-reaching enough.
This government, with all the goodwill it has, actually does the substantive things that make a difference. I am happy that they've listened. I'm happy that they've declared the security zones. It is not enough.
Yeah.
Let me explain. If you declare a security zone, how long can you keep the people there? Number two, who owns the land? So there were a number of things that I said. And let me repeat. If somebody decides to go and pour mercury on the land, decides to go and put a champagne on the river and mess it, and the fishes are dead. If somebody decides to rip up a forest, and listen, the name forest reserve means we have reserved it from normal exploitation. How do you go into a reserve to go and rip it up and mine it? So my point is this. If somebody decides to do that, forfeit the land. They are poisoning the land, and all of us are suffering from it. That chief should lose the land. So I'm saying, go beyond security zones. If you catch somebody anywhere around the Galamsey place, forfeit that whole land to the state. That will bring up issues of ownership, etc. So even if you are not there, the person can access the land back.
And now to the camp of the NDC. The national chairman, that's Johnson Esiedun Ketia, says the prosecution of corrupt officials should not be seen as a witch hunt. And he made the comment during the tour of the Eastern region as part of his second phase of a nationwide thank you tour.
We are arresting all those who have involved themselves in corruption. This will not be witch hunts. It will just be ensuring the right thing is done.
Well, away from the camp of the NDC, the campaign team of the New Patriotic Party presidential hopeful, Kennedy Agyapong, is demanding immediate disciplinary action against two regional party chairmen for what they describe as gross anti-party conduct. A statement signed by Kwesi Kwarteng, campaign spokesperson for Kennedy Agyapong, cited two disturbing videos circulating on social media, describing the remarks in the video as grave violation of the NPP constitution. The statement accused the two regional chairmen of undermining party unity and the credibility of the electoral process. The Agyapong camp argues that it is insufficient for party leadership to simply distance itself from the controversial remarks. Instead, they're calling for sanctions to send a strong message to all party leaders and faithful. And then the statement warns that failure to act swiftly and decisively could fuel public perception of bias within the party and lend weight to accusations of a rigged process. Kennedy Agyapong's team is meanwhile reaffirming its commitment to transparent, free and fair electoral process, adding that robust anti-rigging mechanisms have already been established. Well, if you're just tuning in, you're watching the morning news.
Yo, ya hago tie ensem no aba obetimi e do comment aba comment section mejeber akenkan ni na e de amofefe mekai wo se aha eye Ghanatube so ensem a e koba e wo oman Ghana ni nyina no onsa e beka on subscribe na fe so fa wonsa emia notification bell no so se ne be ensem no ye de tuma na wenya no entempa so sisi ade makram.